You guys just continue to show up and show out, for our players, and they really feed off that energy. So I just want to give you guys a shout out, man. Thank you guys so much. All right, now we can get started.
Ryan, you said after the Michigan loss last week, you felt like maybe that last drive sparked something. Did you see this coming? I mean, come out and score on 4 straight drives to start today. What flipped the switch starting with that last drive at Michigan?
Just all week. First, our offensive line, you talk about hitting adversity and really having to play musical chairs up front all season. Those guys haven't wavered. They haven't complained. They haven't made any excuses. And they just continue to go to work. So, kudos to Coach Johnson and getting those guys prepared at multiple positions. And those guys, they played with detail and discipline and toughness all night. You don't go for 353 on the ground without offensive line that's fighting for you, snap in, snap out. So that definitely helped. I thought Hudson just continued to mature and grow as a quarterback. Thought he made some really good decisions, getting the ball to the right guy on time, throwing the ball with confidence, and then escaping when he needed to escape and understanding where the sticks were in order to move the chains. I think that combination with the offensive line and Hudson making decisions, it's hard to stop because we got some really good running backs that are hard to bring down. It's also good to see Garrett Miller just sort of coming into his own, feeling comfortable and confident. I'm sitting on the side, and you can hear the physicality. You know what I mean? He was able to move the chains for us, and then I thought our wideouts did a good job of securing the ball when it's thrown to him, and just great effort offensively.
Hey, Coach, talking about, again, Hudson Card, how this was really a breakout game for him. As far as his feel, both being able to, as you mentioned, get out of the pocket and then, having the audacity to throw in some of the coverages that he saw, like, in the first quarter. What did you see out of him this weekend? Did you know that, he's had that, playmaker ability to make some of those throws?
Yeah, when you look at spring ball, he was making those throws. Even early in the season, I thought he was playing really well. I think he's also feels healthy, for the first time in a while. He's just been battling injuries since that second series against Illinois. And so I think the combination of him being more comfortable with the offense and trusting, the guys around him to be where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and him feeling physically healthy is just the culmination of all those things led to his performance tonight.
Your defense do well, or what changed for them in the red zone that you were able to hold them to so many field goals and field goal attempts?
Yeah, I think just understanding what kind of concepts we were getting in the pass game, and then our guys up front, they can cause havoc for quarterbacks, and that clock has to run pretty quick. And so, I thought they did a good job of forcing field goals, and really, that stretch into the third quarter and the start of the fourth, I thought they played pretty good and were able to get off the field quickly.
Well, Ryan, just describe the satisfaction finally getting a win. You had lost 4 in a row, I think 6 or 7. It just had to be a big relief to get back on the right side of the column, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels good when you go compete and you come out on the victory side. The thing that I've been most impressed with and proud of with this team is, regardless of what has happened yesterday, the focus has always been on the present in order to improve for the future. And so they haven't blinked. Like, we talked as a staff Thursdays after Thursday's practice, and it's just like, man, for a 2-7 football team, usually like the locker room is hectic and you're having to galvanize the troops. And this team is still confident. They're still hanging together. They still believe in what we're doing as a staff and what we're doing inside this building, and they're not paying attention to any outside noise. And as a result, they prepare the right way so that they can come out and be confident on game days.
Just talk about the way Maccabee and Tracy ran today. First time Purdue's had 2 guys rush for 100 yards in the same game since 2018.
Yeah, I thought those guys, first up front, I thought we did a great job of creating lanes. Coach Johnson's done an awesome job getting those guys prepared. And I thought Coach Harrell did a really nice job of getting us in favorable running plays to the looks that were presented. And then Mock and Trace And Dylan, like you saw Dylan get a couple nice runs there too. Just trusting the path, trusting the guys in front of them to create lanes, and then when that lane is there, they hit it and they're able to make guys miss and they're hard to bring down. And I thought their ball security was awesome all night.
You know, you just touched on that tough stretch you guys had. Do you think this week could have been a product perhaps of just kind of that pressure coming off after that seventh loss, and just kind of the focus being now just to win and just to show something those last games?
I don't know if it had anything to do with like like I said, what has happened before. You know what I mean? Like they don't really they log information so that they can learn from some mistakes and learn from some failures, but they haven't dwelled on it at all this season. And so I think that has been that's been fun to watch as a coach of a group of guys, just their attitude and their effort and their want to. This is a competitive group, and they went out and competed today.
Ryan, I saw Dylan Downing going out on a cart.
I'm not sure yet. Yeah.
Obviously, he was supposed to be part of this three-headed monster, and he had a great run too. And I think that gets lost in the final stats. But was this what you envisioned with that group of running backs? Was we can just dominate teams on the ground, and Hudson doesn't have to throw for 400 yards; he can throw for 250, and we can take over a game.
Yeah, absolutely. That is sort of where we wanted this thing to go. And obviously, like after the going into the Iowa game, Tyrone was dinged up, and then we got him back, and we had a stretch where we played against some really good opponents as well. You know what I mean? And so it's good to have all three of those guys do what they did tonight.
Just a small little detail question for my own knowledge more than anything. The big pass you hit to Tyrone Tracy, is that the first read on that play where he just runs right down Main Street down the middle of the field?
Yeah, it was designed based on the shell of the defense that was presented.
Hey, Ryan, just talk about next week. I know you'd love to finish with 3 wins in a row. You got one. You got to go to Evanston to play a pretty solid Northwestern team. Just talk about what's on the slate next Saturday, and obviously your desire, I'm sure, to finish this season as strong as you can.
Yeah, it's the next game is important because it's the next game. I heard the Northwestern, they beat Wisconsin tonight. And so that's a team that has dealt with adversity right from the jump, and their staff has really put them in a great position from a culture standpoint of just playing together. We've had some crossover games, and I've been impressed with the physicality with which they play. They're always a detailed team that plays with fundamentals and technique. Just in the previous years I've played against them. So I'm sure they'll be ready to go and riding high coming off of a great win against Wisconsin.
More questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks. Boiler up.
We got Snoozy Kane, Devin Mockbee, Tyrone Tracy, and Hudson Card. Who's like the first question for these guys? Tom, go ahead.
Devin, last year you victimized Minnesota pretty good. I think you had a 68-yard run. It's another 60-yarder tonight. Just talk about how you ran tonight, Tyrone, and just the ground game in general.
I think between me and Tyrone, we were both running really well. I think it all came down to execution up front with the O-line. They were working their butts off, and they were giving us the lanes to get through, so get us to the second level and let us work from there.
Hudson, obviously this great offensive performance today. Would you attribute that to, was it a game plan conscious shift? Was it just execution was more open today, or what was that? What were you saying?
Yeah, I think it starts with practice, and I think we had a great week of practice, and I think we had a great game plan as well, and we took the shots accordingly, and at the end of the day, we executed, and that's what it's supposed to look like, and I'm just super proud of the guys, and we got 2 more opportunities to end the season the right way, and that's our goal moving forward.
This is for Tyrone and Hudson. I know both of you guys have been banged up a little bit over the course of the middle of this year, and this offense has been beat up, still beat up a little bit. But is today kind of an indication of what this team is capable of when guys are healthy at key positions?
Honestly, I think it's an example of how good our offense can be when we execute at a high level. I feel like Hudson said, we've been practicing the right way throughout the week, so it's really no surprise that we go out there on Saturday and we let it rip. So I feel like if we continue to do that at a high level in practice, then it will definitely reveal itself on Saturdays.
Yeah, same. I mean, kind of what he said, just the execution. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, and we executed today. So, we saw the results that we were looking for.
Yeah, Hudson. I mean, one of the aspects that really showed was not just your throwing, but the ability to read the defense, find the open holes, and really showed off multi-layered about yourself. Is that just coming down to the fact that you're now starting to feel a little bit more healthy, that shoulders more comfortable, and you feel a lot more confident, not just throwing it, but finding the space to run and go?
Yeah, I think a little bit, but at the end of the day, credit to the guys around me in the O-line, and when I had pull reads, I had room to work with, and so again, credit to my teammates because I couldn't have done it without them. But I think that's an aspect that I have in my game, and I just had opportunities tonight to show it.
And all 4 of you mentioned your offensive line, and I feel like the lineman that stood out was Ben Farrell today. What'd you like out of your offensive lineman, a former NAIA, now stepping up to the plate and providing some of those blocks downfield for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud of them. I'm super proud of Ben as well, like you said. And, they gave me time back there, to get through my reads. And then, in the running game, we had, 300-something yards of rushing. So, they did a great job and, made lanes for runners and gave me time in the pocket.
Hey, Sanusi, what does it feel like to finally get a win after losing 4 in a row there? Just describe that. And then describe the locker room.
It feels good, just to have the locker room be just happy after a win. It feels great, Obviously, we had a long stretch where we didn't go without a win, including having a bye week, so that made it feel even longer. But it's just finally good to get a win.
Hey, Devin, when you were running to the south end zone, you got tackled at the one. You look up at the jumbotron to see if a guy was coming up behind you to protect the ball?
No, but I saw him running up on me. I need to get my speed rating up a little bit, but that happens.
10 legs.
Yeah, Sanusi, that first drive, they kind of just went right down there. It was kind of like, oh boy, but then you guys turned it around. Could you just describe what was different and how you guys started, seemed to bother their quarterback quite a bit and just kind of shut him down for the most part?
I mean, that happens sometimes on defense. Like, they just go down there sometimes and score. Like, we just didn't panic. We trusted our game plan and we got back to work. Like, that's all it is. Defense is just about making adjustments. So we made the adjustments we need to make, and then we did what we had to do.
Hudson, the touchdown against Michigan last week, in the grand scheme of things, seemed meaningless. I feel like it wasn't meaningless to you guys because it maybe sparked something where you felt like, okay, we've got something going here. Did that carry over to the way you started today?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously we ended, Michigan the right way with the touchdown, and but at the end of the day, it's a new week, and I think we're focused on the game plan this week, and we knew if we went out there and executed the way we're capable of, we could, have a night like this. So, maybe a little bit, but I think it was more of a this week type deal.
For Sanusi, just how come you guys had so much success forcing them to kick field goals in the red zone?
It's just, we pride ourselves on red zone defense. You know, like if they're gonna get down there, first of all, we don't want them to get down there anyway. But if they're gonna get down there, they're not gonna score. So that's just how the game went. They got down there sometimes. We're gonna correct those mistakes, but whenever they got down there, we just held them to field goals. We nutted up.